What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're here on another video of Rainbow. It's actually not gameplay, it's actually going to be me telling you what ops are the best on there and what sites, what mags, all that, what attachments I should say to use. It's all personal preference, so you don't really have to take it into consideration, but we are going to start off on attackers. We might have like a few parts of this due to how many ops there are. But first, we're going to go with the person I always use, which is Ash. For Ash, I always use her main gun. I do not use this one. I don't use the G36C as much. I used to use it a lot, but when you look at the difference, there's just a lot of... There's not as much recoil, but once you get to the R4C, it's just amazing. So for R4C, I like to use Hollow. Reflex, I feel like there's more spread. Obviously, there's no change, but for some reason, when you're using a Hollow, it's just easier. I use Muzzle Brake. Suppressor, there's more of a spread. Flash Hider, obviously. So Compensator is going to keep it a little bit smaller. I use Muzzle for everything. It just works out a lot better. Obviously, Vertical Grip, and that doesn't matter about the charms. All pistols, actually, let me go back to that. I use this one. All pistols always run a laser and a Muzzle Brake. It just keeps the spread small, as you can see. It's less likely than a suppressor. Keeps all of it low, and suppressors are a lot higher, so keeps the recoil a little bit low, which is helpful. Next op is going to be Twitch. For Twitch, I haven't used her to shotgun or DMR as much. I obviously always run the F2 with a FAMAS. Obviously, another reflex on here. Hollow. I cannot speak. I don't know why I keep saying reflex. Muzzle Brake, pretty simple, self-explanatory, and then a vertical. The only op I think I don't know if I have, there's obviously the angled grip, and I believe the only op I have an angled grip on is IQ and her LMG. Yes, IQ and her LMG. This keeps it a simpler, closer spread, but this keeps it more of a headshot angle, and it gives you better headshot range. So I use it for that. Everything else, and then obviously on here is a Flash Hider, because you cannot have anything else. It keeps the recoil down. It's really simple for most ops. Most ops I keep it just plain and regular. Those are going to be the first three ops that actually, let's go to Zofia too. It's pretty self-explanatory for what I run. Don't have to run this, but obviously, once again, Hollow, Muzzle, Vertical. It's pretty simple. I don't think I run anywhere else besides, I do go for Bandit. Bandit, this some people don't like this. Some people think it's bad. I run no sights on Bandit because of his iron sights. They're pretty good. I like them. They're better than actually any other sight. Give me more range to see. So obviously, also a Muzzle Brake on there. Keep the spread. Compensator. People say Compensator, but I keep it there because it's mostly a headshot every time if you can get it. Obviously, the same thing with the pistols. And then one op on defense I know is a very big op. Most people can't keep control with her. And this is going to be Scorpion for Ela. I run a Hollow, Muzzle Brake, and a Vertical Grip. Only reason is because her spread is insane. The suppressor, obviously, like you can see kind of in the corner where it's showing the person with the red. You can see how hers aren't like everyone else's where they're all confined. Because this gun, you really don't know where it's shooting. Obviously, Compensator goes all the way up. I run a Muzzle Brake because it's the closest. Obviously, Flash Hiders do decent as well, but it has the closest spread. But her gun, you really can't predict where it goes. Obviously, if you have a Vertical Grip, it's going to even be higher with an angle. So, as well as I think it might change sometimes with the sight. Yeah, you can see it kind of gets fuzzy, but really no predicting the Scorpion. Which they're still nerfing her, which does make sense. Let's go with Mozzie. Mozzie I used to run kind of weird with Commando 9. What I used to run with Mozzie, I don't know why. I ran a red dot, a suppressor, and an angled grip. For some reason, it was good. I don't know why it was good. But I ran it like that most times, and I actually got a decent amount of kills with it. That's all up to you if you want to do that. Super Shorty, Sawed Off. I run it with I don't run with sights. Most shotguns I don't run with sights. I run with a laser. Because obviously sights, red dot is not the best sight for that gun. So I normally hit fire with that anyway, so I don't really need a sight. Let's go to another op that has a shoddy. Cab, obviously, her pistol has no customizations for attachments besides suppressor. I don't know why it says there's a suppressor on it, even though it can't come off. Obviously, you can put a laser on there if you want. It's your secondary, but you're probably going to have that out mainly. For her shotgun, I never run I should run actually. I normally wouldn't have a red dot on there. Or laser. I do not run any attachment, scope with her because it's normally you're hip firing with that gun when you're rushing in and all that. Really doesn't change the spread with it, but normally I'll just take it off and run without it. I feel like I'm dragging this video on now. It's kind of self-explanatory when you know it. I'll also go into my settings for what we have here. I normally have all the ping on, game info. I just normally put that. Drone after prep. I've had a few glitches with this where it keeps me in my drone phase, where I'm just holding the drone, like the thing that you watch your drone on, the phone I guess, and it normally keeps me in there and you can't get out of it and you just die. I still have it on manual though, because automatic glitches takes it off. Manual, you're able to do it quicker. Language, that just means pretty much nothing. I have music down actually, because it is pretty annoying. Mass volume though, everyone's up. Voice chat, I have that down so when, yeah sure, apply changes. I have that down so when people are talking. Brightness I have pretty much really up because obviously you don't want it this bright, because that just ruins the game, even though it's good, but at some points. So I have it at least normally at like 80 to 70 to 80 range. That's where I normally put it on. I actually have never had this on, so I do not know what that is. Low convergency and vibration I have disabled. For the one reason I have vibration disabled, if you're getting into a gunfight and your controller just starts vibrating, it's not as easy for you to get the kill because you're going to be having the controller vibrate. It's like in, let's say, Madden, when they're need to make a kick so the controller starts vibrating. That's the purpose of that, so I normally have that off. I was actually coming in here to up my sensitivity a little bit. 57 and 62. Normally I normally do have it at higher. I used to have it on like 70 and then 60, but obviously I stopped playing the game for a little bit, so I had to come back and rework all of that. Dead zone I have at 5. I normally don't put that up anywhere. Controller rotation I have it on classic. More consistent progress from rotation speed. I normally have it on classic, so I don't know. Aim assist. Wish that would be able to be able to. I have this on 32 for aim down sights. Normally you can have it quicker, but try to do that. Gadgets I have it on advanced, so when you have to hold square to put your gadgets down, so if you're doing that you don't die as much. Like if you're putting something down, you're not stuck in that animation, you can quickly come out of it if someone goes to shoot you for planting bomb and stuff like that. For drone, this for advanced, normally you just throw the drone, it goes on automatically. I have the drone where you can throw it and then go on it automatically after that. Control layout really doesn't matter. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the settings. Obviously, once again, all personal preference. But yeah, obviously if we want to go into who I feel the best attackers and defenders are, I'll do that. We're just mixing videos in here. For me, my personal best is Ash. I like her gun, obviously. Those are my stats. 2018 kills. Pretty good. I like using her mostly because obviously you can say that she's just a sweat. People who run her do more or less not take bomb, and they run and they do their own thing. That's why I do that, because I'm not as much as the strategic or the hold guy on site. I'm more the person that'll run off site and try to make a play as a fragger instead of being a person that would stay there and hold. That's why I feel like if you're a person that you know that you're gonna frag out and you're just there for kills, you're not as much as a support, but you're there to frag and try to lead the team in kills, I say Ash is probably the best way to go, seeing she's a 3-speed. Obviously they took her ACOG away. I say the second best, I feel this is more of, I would say, for can't think of the word. I just said it though. But I feel like this is more like a safe pick for if you go, say, Monty, if you were playing Bomb, if it's bomb, obviously. You can take Monty, you can plant, smoke plant, all that. I feel like he is more of an anchor for when you're on offense. He's there to just be there, plant the bomb, sit in front of the bomb, and he's just going to stay there. So I feel like she's more of the fragger. He's more of a anchor for the game. Obviously, Thermite, Thatcher, and Hibana, these all go, and obviously Maverick. These all go together for picks that are probably necessary for most games until they're banned. Buck, I do like when Bucks ran when they're on a map that has a hard soft wall above them and you can just shoot it out and make plays from up top. I do feel like he is a decent op. He has a great gun, and he also has a good DMR for the cameras. So I mean, like, his cameras does a lot of damage. It's 6.9, it's a 2-shot gun. This you can just hit heads most times, but I mean, if we go to defense, now this is obviously, anchors are going to be big. I feel like some big anchors on defense are Echo if he's not banned, because he's very useful to stop the plant. Doc, Rook, obviously. Tachanka if you just want to go in, just guns blazing. Maestro is actually one of my favorite people for anchors, because he sits there, he can stop the plant just like Echo. He has good gun, which is an LMG. It's pretty useful. My op that I use most times and is useful is Bandit, obviously, because he's going to stop people from getting in unless they have a Thatcher. He can Bandit trick, a lot of things that he can do that can help the team out. I've ran a little bit of Wamai myself, because I do like how he does have an AUG. He's the only person with an AUG on defense. It's a pretty useful op. He's basically Jaeger 2.0, a little less useless, but obviously Jaeger has a good gun. He's a 3-speed, but after the next patch, he's only going to be a 2-speed, 2 armor. Still a good op. I still probably will use him after that patch. Mute, it's a good op. Castle gets turned down a lot for ops when you're picking. Honestly, in the Pro League level, he is a pretty good, useful op because he can help a lot. Don't run him as much. He does have the UMP, so that's the one good thing. I just don't know why I never really run him. It's not as much as the type of op I would use. Cav is obviously the person that I will say is a fragger. It's just Cav, Jaeger, Bandit are the people that, if you want to be a fragger, you want to be the person that's going to run out, save the team, those are the 3 probably to go. Valk is a good op as well, and as well as Ela and Vigil. There's a few fraggers that you can use on defense, but anytime you are on a defensive site that you need, I would run a Mute, Jaeger, or a Bandit, one of the 3 that can help, or even a Kaid. He's just a little less used. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That was just a long ramble of what I think about Rainbow, but yeah, so hope you guys liked the video, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Catch you all in the next one. Peace out.